Hey guys, I'm going to show you how I made my gold Superman cosplay from scratch. I used different references to come up with this concept. I basically did some research and I found different reference photos that featured like a gold Superman concept. So I used all these different concepts to tie in my own idea of what I wanted my gold Superman to look like. So I first started cutting out the S emblem using paper and EVA foam. So these are some of the cutouts to the Superman armor pieces here. So I just used paper and yeah. So I took my armor shapes that I traced on paper and I decided to cut those shapes out. And as you can see here, I'm just kind of doing my thing, cutting those shapes out of paper. And then the next step is I placed those paper shapes onto EVA foam to be traced on. And I cut those pieces out of the EVA foam. So once all the armor pieces were cut out, I laid them out on the ground right here. As you can see here, I have everything ready to be primed and painted. I first started with plastic dip to get the base of all the armor pieces covered. So for the chest armor pieces, I did not want the chest armor to look a little flat. So I used a drilling tool to drill down the edges of the chest plate pieces. And then I took a second piece of EVA foam and I glued those strips onto the edges of the chest plate pieces to give the chest armor a little bit more depth. And then I added some texture detail onto the chest plate pieces by using my marker first. And then I used my hot tool gun to draw in some detail onto the chest plates. So all my pieces that I had laid out, I decided to hot air gun all my pieces so they can wrap around my body correctly and so they can fit perfectly around my torso. Also around my arms and my legs. So since this is a gold Superman cosplay, I spray painted some of my armor pieces white and some of them gold. As you can see here, here's progress photos. And this is where I started to put the costume together. I started gluing all my armor pieces onto my Superman spandex using a hot glue gun. I finished putting all the pieces together. So I decided to try on the costume to see if everything fits properly before I continued putting everything together, and it fits pretty freaking good on my body right now. So one last thing I added was the S emblem to the cosplay. I just super glued it on in between the chest plates here, as you can see. And I added a gold metallic cape to the cosplay. I freaking love how this cape looks. And my gold Superman cosplay was finished. I'm really happy how this concept turned out. I used my imagination and I brought it to life.